friends. Welcome back to Live at the Roxy on this December 2nd. Um, this isn't what the show is about today, but I was talking about on the big thing this week. There is this guy from the date. I signed up for Hinge. For those of you guys who don't know, it's not going very well. There was this guy on the app who had been going back and forth with me for weeks. He asked me out. I was out of town. So then we made plans for this weekend. And he was like, can I take you golfing? But at a driving range. And I was like, I suck at that, but absolutely. And then he asked me for my Instagram and I gave him my Instagram handle. And then he was like, girl, what the heck is going on here? And I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, I said something like, haha, that's why I usually try not to give it out, because just like you start to know what I do and shit. And he was just like, yeah, I would have lied if I were you. And I was like, what? And then we kind of went back and forth for a second where he was like, you're just like, I don't think you just all of a sudden are hot. I think you've always been hot. He said some weird things that I was like, I don't get what this means. So I was like, okay, gotcha. And then last night, that was the last of that conversation. Then 2 days went by. And then last night he messaged me and said, what's your favorite quote? And I wrote back and I said, haha, you're all over the place. And then this morning I opened the app and he blocked me. Like, or the equivalent of that, he unmatched me, which means like he blocked me. So I guess the date's off. It's like people are fucking weird. We've been talking for weeks. I think that you're weird, but like just so weird. It wasn't so strange to be like, you're all over the place from last conversation to what's your favorite quote? What? So anyway, that last night, Steph and I went to go see DJ Bruja in the house. Dorina DJ'd. She did a fucking awesome job. She posted on her story. She was so great. And she plays the best tunes. She's just amazing. She's fucking amazing. And it was so great to watch her. We got a little tipsy. Everybody in the club getting tips. And then I did Only Stupid Answers this morning. And now I'm here to talk about a few different things, including follow-up from yesterday. Kanye West has now been suspended from Twitter, but it's not for saying that he liked Hitler. It's because he tweeted a swastika. So we'll talk about that on the show. A few other things that have been going on in the world of the world. In the world of the world. Yes, Roxy, speak well. Biden tweeted out, the Holocaust happened. And I was like, what is happening on this planet that our president needed to tweet this? The tweet said more. Britney Spears. There's this Britney Spears inspired musical that is coming to Broadway that I want to get your guys' thoughts about. We'll talk a little bit about that. Hollywood Reporter sent out an update about that today. And you guys know I am a diehard Britney girl. I've been saying free Britney before it was cool. As you guys know, we talk about it on this show all the time. And so we're going to talk about that musical, plus anything else going on with you guys. Today is December 2nd, which means it is the second day of December that I am live. I'm going live every day of December with you so that you don't have to get through this holiday season by yourself. I know the holidays can be really fucking tough for people. It's a strange time. It's a time in which people are alone or have issues with their family. Some people have a great season and that's amazing, but other people either can't afford to make it back to see their loved ones or don't have loved ones to go back to or are just feeling broken and defeated and tired and exhausted from the year. So it's a crazy, crazy time. And so I want to be here with you guys live every day for it. In order to help me do that, please send in the support, streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. I'm going to be here for you guys. Hopefully you can be there for me. And super chat in also for those of you guys who don't know. We prefer Streamlabs as creators in general. I don't want to speak for everybody, but because YouTube takes 50%. They say they take around 30. Last year they took 50 from me and from the World Girls. So Streamlabs is better. They take a much lower percentage. Usually it's around 3%, which is significantly better. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Thank you to everybody who is here in the chat joining me live today. I appreciate all of you guys for being here. And I hope that you guys are going to tune in for the whole month, especially on the days that you're feeling like, what the fuck is life? So let's talk about this Twitter suspension. Kanye West was officially suspended from Twitter. Apparently, it was because he tweeted out a swastika. Now, there was a lot of interesting responses on Twitter. I don't know if you guys saw this. Elon Musk was responding to somebody who was saying, like, essentially get Kanye back or like help Kanye. And he said, I tried my best. Despite that, he again violated our rule against incitement to violence. Account will be suspended. At this point, we know that Kanye is inciting violence on the Jews. I feel like he did that when he said he was going to go DEFCON 3 on the Jews. Why the swastika would be the final straw. And that's such a weird sentence coming from me as a Jew. But like, I don't know. I'm confused. Okay, taking a step back. And this is what I want to ask you guys about on the show today. What do you think the rules of Twitter should be? Like, I don't know what the rules currently are because Elon seems to change his mind every second. He's like, this is going to be the platform with the most accurate information ever. And then he's also like, this is going to be the platform that doesn't suspend anybody who doesn't do anything illegal or whatever the fuck it is. What should be the rules? Should Kanye be suspended from Twitter? Should he have previously been suspended from Twitter? Should anybody be allowed to say anything on there? What do you guys legitimately think should be the case, and how long do you think he's actually going to be suspended for? Elon and Kanye seem to be bros. Kanye came and visited SpaceX. I feel like there's just no way this lasts that long. And also I'm confused because people have been tweeting swastikas at me for the last 3 years nonstop. I mean, for longer than that, but like really intensely for the last couple of years. None of them are suspended, and I report them and report them and report them, and nothing. Speaking of reporting people, somebody's made up this girl named, I forget her name, like August or Darlene, some shit. She made up that she's me. She has a whole Instagram account, and she posts my pictures, and she DMs people and flirts with them and tries to get them to fly her to places. And it's not me, and I reported it and said somebody's pretending to be me. And Instagram just responded, was like, nah, that's fine. That's not against our company policy. What? One time, years ago, I had a stalker at Comic-Con, and he was posting that he knew where I was staying, or DMing me, I know where you're staying. I'm going to come rape and murder you, sending me pictures of his penis. And I reported him, and Instagram wrote back, not against our company policy. So somebody can claim they are going to rape you, murder you, that they know your address, send you unsolicited dick pics, and somebody can pretend to be you. Somebody can use all of your photos. Somebody can be messaging people claiming they are you. And Instagram, that's not against any of their policies. So it's not just Twitter that needs a whole fucking remodel. All of them are so fucked. But what should be the rules? What should be the Twitter rules? What do you guys think? Should Kanye be able to have Twitter? Should he not? And what should the line be? Would love to hear from you. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Strider. I feel like inciting violence is a clear-cut line, but also who's to say what inciting violence is sometimes? Like Kanye saying he's going to go DEFCON 3 on the Jews. Could some people interpret that as not inciting violence? I guess. I don't trust most people's interpretations of things. So I think it's very difficult when the rules continue to just be changing, and it's different rules for different people. And if you're friends with Elon versus if you're not, versus if you support him versus if you don't, versus if you're a celebrity versus if you're not. Elon right now tweeting out a ton, seemingly wanting to make it seem like Twitter is annihilating, which maybe it fucking is, which is just disturbing and crazy. He tweeted out 44 minutes ago, major Twitter systems improvements were implemented this week to drop hammer hard on spam and scam accounts, taking just past 24 hours. Does it seem like there are far fewer? I haven't noticed fewer. I just genuinely don't know. He tweeted 11 minutes ago, what really happened with the Hunter Biden story suppression by Twitter will be published on Twitter at 5 p.m. This will be awesome. And then has popcorn and then says, please screenshot examples that Twitter needs to fix. Okay. He did 1 hour ago. He tweeted, Twitter is now serving almost 90 billion tweet impressions per day. Just how incredibly alive the system actually is will become obvious as we show view count on all tweets. And he also tweeted an hour ago, hate speech impressions, number of times tweets have been viewed, continued to decline despite significant user growth. Twitter safety will publish data weekly. Freedom of speech doesn't mean freedom of reach. Negativity should and will get less reach than positivity. It's like, so are you saying people should be allowed to say whatever they want, but then you're going to affect the algorithm so that other people can't see it as much, but you can say it, but it won't be seen? And then what's the difference with what Kanye's doing and other people with hate speech? Is it because he has a bigger platform? What do you guys think? Streamlabs in, send that support. Would love to hear from you. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Strider. Super chat in. Jimmy Nail says, with that support, thank you, Jimmy. Thank you for that. You are a doll. I just want to say thank you, Roxy. I need something to look forward to, like a safe point in these long days. Yeah, I feel you. You are an angel to me and others, I'm sure. I'm so happy to hear that, Jimmy. I'm glad to be here. And thank you for being here also. And hopefully this is a bright spot. Even when we're talking about weird things, at least we're fucking talking about them together. Because that's the thing I've realized. It's like, if I'm not talking to you guys about the negative stuff that's going on in the news, it's not that I'm not seeing it. It's just staying inside me. I scroll through Twitter and I'm like, ugh. And now at least we're doing it collectively, which is maybe a little bit better. Cena says, I don't give a shit about Kanye. Monk says Elon is incompetent. Jimmy says we live in the fucking upside down. That is the absolute truth for sure. Wow, Spidey just said they arrested Takeoff's murderer. I didn't see that. Wow. How did they get the name? Or was it from footage? Let's see. That was one of the saddest stories of the year. Says suspect charged with murder in death of Migos rapper Takeoff. If I could read today, geez. This is coming from CNN. Let's see what they said. Just in, Houston police announced a suspect has been arrested in the November killing of Takeoff from rap group Migos. Patrick Xavier Clark, 33, was charged with murder. Another man, Cameron Joshua, 22, was charged with the unlawful carrying of a weapon. Police previously said the fatal shooting incident happened at 810 Billiards and Bowling after a private party. At a memorial service in November, Takeoff's family remembered him as someone who was the funniest guy in the room and never stopped putting family first. Let's see how they did this. Police said they relied on video surveillance and cell phone audio and video to find the suspect in the November shooting. Houston Police Sergeant Michael Burrow said police also used physical evidence, shooting reconstruction, and ballistic evidence to determine Patrick Clark as the lethal shooter in the case. 33 years old. Wow. This is what the police asked witnesses who left the scene of the shooting to come forward. Even though there has been an arrest in the case, Houston police said they'd still like to speak to witnesses of the fatal shooting. They said, we boiled it down to over 30 people that were standing outside when the shooting happened. Literally every single one of those people left the scene without giving a statement to the police. Yeah, because nobody wanted to talk. We found a few of them that night. We found others since then, but it's important that those people come forward. And then moments ago, Houston police announced suspect had been arrested. Police said the rapper was an innocent bystander to an argument that led to the shooting. That we knew. He said, I can tell you that Takeoff was not involved in playing the dice game. He was not involved in the argument that happened outside. He was not armed. He was an innocent bystander. Oh, fucking devastating. Well, I'm glad that they have arrested somebody. I'm curious if people are going to come forward now that they have arrested somebody. Thank you guys for always keeping me informed in the chat on what is going on in the world. 33. And if he really did do this, probably going to spend the rest of his life in prison. Hello, which is coming from Ash in the Streamlabs. He said, sometimes I think. That's the end of it. Just sometimes I think. Never mind. Sometimes I run, sometimes I hide. Sometimes I'm scared of you. All right, Ash. Sometimes I think too. Sometimes I think out loud. Sometimes I think silently. Sometimes I think good. Sometimes I think bad. Sometimes we all think. Isn't that the truth? Very poignant, Ash. Very poignant on this Friday. All right, so let's see what else is going on. Biden tweeted out that the Holocaust happened. This is a bizarre sentence to say. I was tagged in it a bunch of times, or people texting it to me or messaging it to me. I was like, all right, what's happening here? Let's see what it is that he tweeted out from POTUS. He said, I just want to make a few things clear. The Holocaust happened. Hitler was a demonic figure. And instead of giving it a platform, our political leaders should be calling out and rejecting anti Semitism wherever it hides. Silence is complicity. I can't believe, I'm glad that he tweeted this. However, it is 2022. There are Holocaust survivors still alive on this planet. I can't believe we live in a place where our president had to tweet out the Holocaust happened. Like, imagine living through between 1938 and 1945 and being like, in 80 years from now, the president is going to have to tweet. There's going to be so many people that believe that this didn't happen, that the president is going to have to tweet that the Holocaust happened. If you were living during that time, you'd be like, first of all, what's Twitter? Second of all, what do you mean? People don't think it happened. But like, so where did those 6 million Jews go? And they'd be like, oh, yeah, they just believe they set it up. Okay, but like, you can still go visit Auschwitz. What was that? Oh, no, yeah, that's, they posed that all. It's all fake. Like, imagine living through the Holocaust. Imagine not living through the Holocaust and hearing that people didn't think it happened. Like, to the point that the president had to actually say that. What? And the only reason I'm happy that he did this is, even though he shouldn't have to, is because like I talk about all the time on this show and other shows. If you ask me at any point in time, do I denounce white supremacy? I'm happy to answer the question. If you ask me at any time, did the Holocaust happen? I'm happy to answer the question. Currently, this country seems to be asking the president, do you think the Holocaust happened? And he's like, yeah, obviously, because I'm not a fucking, I mean, he's got his own issues, but yeah, it happened because that's history. Because that's a fact. We're not debating something right now. It's a fact that the Holocaust happened. It's a fact that slavery happened. It's a fact that what we did to indigenous people in this country. It's a fact that internment camps were a thing. It's a fact that the Holocaust was a thing. And in 2022, our president had to tweet out saying, I just want to make a few things clear. The Holocaust happened. See, now, if it didn't happen, where the Jews go? Where'd they go? Bermuda Triangle. Like, I really want to sit down with a Holocaust denier at some point because I have questions. Do you believe World War II happened? Do you? Because, so what do you think happened then? The places that are concentration camps that you can still go visit, those historical sites, how do you think they got there? Where did 6 million Jews and millions of other people, Black, brown, queer, handicapable people, where did they go? Like, where did they go? Who was Hitler then? If the Holocaust didn't happen, like, how did Hitler get famous? What do you think he did do? What is all of that footage we have of the Holocaust? Like, the real footage we have on tape and pictures, images. Who made all of that up? Who's behind that? And then the Holocaust survivors that all recount different concentration camps the same way. What did they like? Was there a room that they all got together and decided to agree on their story, or did they all just come up with the same dream? Like, what? These are the questions that I really genuinely want to ask somebody. Like, so if it didn't, you're denying that it happened. So what did happen? I told you guys I was walking out of a comedy show the other day, and this guy was a Holocaust denier, and then he said this bizarro thing, which he said, if it happened, it was only 3 days long. And it's like, I don't even know how to combat that because it's like, where are you getting what weird fucking dark web site did you end up on that said that the Holocaust was 3 days long? Like, and what happened in those 3 days? What do you think happened? Just what? So Biden had to tweet today. I just want to make a few things clear. The Holocaust happened. Hitler was a demonic figure. I wonder how Biden decided on the verbiage of demonic figure. I'm sure they went through like, okay, figure. It could be leader, no. Ruler, dictator, like person. What word do you put there? Demonic. They probably went through like evil, um, degenerate. How did we come up with demonic figure? And silence is complicity. That he's right about completely. So definitely shouldn't have had to tweet that, but he does, so he did. And it's better than him not fucking saying anything. We'll give him that. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. We're not going to be here that much longer, so send in any final questions, comments, concerns, thoughts on this second day of the month. Glad to be here with you every day. Always low Lloyd in the chat. Thank you, Lloyd. He says, Happy Friday, Roxy. Happy Friday, Lloyd. Thank you. I appreciate you. I am currently going to finish this up and then I'm going to work for the rest of the day with Steph. We got a couple things we're working on. And so it will be a nice, busy, work-filled Friday. Everybody's working for the weekend. Oh man, I wonder if this is joke or real. Siggy Sauer said the real Jews used Hitler like the Rothschilds. Siggy, I am almost nervous to say this, but can you elaborate? Oh boy. Oh boy. Do we have a Holocaust denier in the chat? Because can you answer our questions? What happened then? Just genuinely want to know. Need to know. Okay. I'm just so curious what the response is going to be. Streamlabs.com/Roxy Stryer. Let's talk about this Britney Spears story before we get out of here because we're jumping all over the map today. For those of you guys who didn't know, there's going to be a Britney Spears inspired musical, I think on Broadway, which is Wild Child. This is called Once Upon a One More Time. And it's Britney Spears inspired. It's set to have a Broadway run June 2023, so this June. And the James L. Niederlander and Hunter Arnold production show will open at the Marquee Theater. Britney Spears' biggest hits are getting a fairy tale makeover with the arrival of Once Upon a One More Time on Broadway. Produced by Tony Winners, who I just named. The musical comedy will open at the Marquee Theater on June 23rd. I gotta go. Previews begin May 13th. Directed and choreographed by Keon and Mari Madrid, who did Beyond Babel and Karate Kid. The show combines classic storybook characters like Cinderella, Snow White, Little Mermaid, and more, with hits from Spears' extensive award-winning music catalog. The show is billed as being inspired by music performed and recorded by Spears, who is otherwise not known to be involved. Hate that part that they're not involving her. I wonder whether they asked her or didn't ask her, what happened there. I mean, there's no way she's not making money off this, at least, because otherwise there's just no way they would be able to do it. That would be just fucking crazy. But they said that she's not involved. According to a rep for the production, all the musical compositions in the show are licensed through their publisher with the approval of the songwriters. The Hollywood Reporter has reached out to a lawyer for Spears to comment. If that means she's not, then I'm not going to go to this. I mean, she's just been so badly fucked with so many times. This is just like unacceptable. Described as a revisionist fairy tale, but I'm hoping that she's reaping the benefits, hopefully. I want to hear her thoughts on this. Once Upon a One More Time, which is also a kind of confusing title. I get it, but it's just weird. It doesn't roll off the tongue. It's a musical adventure about claiming your own happily ever after. According to the production, singles like Oops, I Did It Again, Lucky, Circus, and Toxic, and I went on YouTube and you can watch some performances, serve as the soundtrack to the fairy tale book intended by rogue fairy godmother, or upended by a rogue fairy godmother that decides to drop the feminine mystique into the laps of the women who've known little else outside the bird-made dresses and true love's kiss. Sounds good. Sounds interesting. Is Britney going to get money from this? Money, honey, ooh-ee. Money, honey, ooh-ee. Yeah. All right. Yeah. John says if she's not involved, I hope this bombs hard. Yeah. And Cena says title is confusing as hell. Totally. Because it's like Hit Me Baby One More Time. But the Once Upon a Time part is like the fairy tale. It's just a little confusing. It was if it's Britney Spears music and Britney makes money, let's all go. If it's Britney Spears music and Britney Spears doesn't make money, let's all boycott. And those are my thoughts on that. All right, my friends, much love. I am getting out of here. Send in any last minute Streamlabs as I do my sign offs. I appreciate you. I'm going to be here every day this month. I'm going to do my very best to do so. And I hope that that is helpful, lovely, absolutely lovely. All right, my friends, stay safe, stay sane, put down the toilet seat and the lid. We don't want those perfumes. Don't trend with the Holocaust, or apparently can't be on Twitter. At least some of you. At least don't put out a swastika. Oh my God. Justice for all the people who lost their lives due to excessive force. My body, my choice. Wherever you are on the rainbow, we love you. Thinking about the very extremely brave people in Iran. The women there are the bravest we've ever seen in our lives. And yeah, all that and more. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Much love. Later.